You're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. Hey, it's me, Ryan Maloney. You're listening to the Retro Rush Hour on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. And I've got two returning guests here today. It's Abel Lopez and Mr. Marcelo Loeb. How you guys doing today?
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. I'm back. I haven't received any fan mail yet, but I'm still waiting, and I'm back and ready to do some more exciting news.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm glad to be here in the flesh.
In the flesh, finally.
No more botched phone calls from you.
No more botched phone calls. I'm glad you got it all sorted out now.
Oh, we did, because I had my buddy Corey on last week, and he was on the phone, and it was literally like perfect. Like the transition was seamless.
Wait. Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Why couldn't he just been here?
Well, he was out of town. Well,
Oh.
Andy usually works now, so yeah. But so that was the plan.
Long story short, you can't operate a telephone correctly, so we had to bring you in. We didn't have a choice.
Fair enough. Even when I bailed out on you guys.
Ooh,
you did bail out on us.
I did. I'm sorry.
You did, and then you tried to call
I'm eating
back.
lunch. Oh wait, I can't eat lunch in here.
Hey, you tell that to the other nurses. They wanted me to poke people. Good needles.
Good needles. Mr. Marcelo works in a hospital, and he does a damn good job.
I like to think so.
Yes,
I like to think so.
I don't think you can say that. I don't know. I don't think you can say that on the air, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it needs to be said. So anyway, so good. I'm glad we're all doing good. We have a great show for you today. We have another top 3 list for you planned. We've got the obscure song of the day, of course. Mr. Marcel helped me out on this fantastic playlist. Our theme is 80s, but it's serious this time.
Serious.
Yes. So where me and Abel actually did like a cheesy 80s playlist last time.
The 80s wasn't all just terrible, failure and just shame and misery. It had good things too, and we're going to celebrate some of those good things.
Exactly. As well we should. It's a great decade. And Ronald Reagan was president, right?
Maybe.
In the 80s? Yeah.
Maybe.
According to my notes from last time. That was a bit, and it failed miserably. All right.
Terrible.
It was just
terrible prep work there. Just all kinds of just train wreck. Millions are dead.
That was it.
Let me just say that I'm sure most people would probably just not even thought about it. They would have probably thought that Nixon was probably president in the 80s. Think about it. You would have to think hard. No normal person would probably know that unless,
they lived in the 80s.
Well,
yeah.
Or had common sense.
Well, that's just a commentary on society. I'm just saying, like, for that bit, literally, like, we hashed it out, like, during, like, when the music was playing, and it was perfect. Like, we were so prepped. We were like, yeah, we're going to talk about New Coke and Crystal Pepsi, and it's going to be hilarious. And then we went to, like, talk about it, and it blew. Like, we just blew it.
All kind of.
And it was all my fault, too. Like, it
100%
was not
train wrecking. We're just like, we got to fix this, and it was some things you can't fix.
Yeah. It was just
bad. It was bad.
It was bad. Well, we're going to do better this time, and we're going to start out with serious 80s songs. So first we're going to do Turn Up the Radio by Autograph. It's a great song. You're going to love it. BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. Oh, you're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Baron. That's Rio by Duran Duran. Good song, if I do say so myself. So, we are here. I'm Ryan Maloney. We're here with Abel and Alex. Jesus. Marcel. God.
There's already no recovering.
I'm already screwing up.
Hey,
I know.
Only 15 minutes into the show.
Yep. Good. Mistakes. So, Mr. Marcel, you were going to introduce us with our next topic. It was this movie you saw recently, correct?
Yes. And this movie, I love it, all right? And the actor that's in this movie, fantabulous. I would watch every single movie he's in. And that actor is Liam Neeson, and the movie is Nonstop, all right?
Yes.
All
Good.
right?
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Liam Neeson has to be one of my favorite actors of today.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
Yes.
Agreed.
Completely agreed.
There's one thing I do want to say is that most of his movies nowadays kind of follow the same formula. Like, I'm Liam Neeson. I have some kind of burden, but I'm really good at physical activity and beating up people, and I have all these expertise.
That's your impression, is it?
Big twist. Oh, good thing I can overcome it. I win.
That's true. That happened in A-Team where he was like,
That's literally my exact mannerisms.
I mean, Taken. Oh, I have family problems. They took my daughter. Okay, I got her back. The end.
twist.
It's true. I do sound like that.
Unknown. Oh, I'm going to this convention. Oh, apparently I'm a different person. Oh, it's a good thing I know how to kick butt. Okay, I win.
You just ruined that whole movie for everyone that wants to see it now. Good going, man.
There's more to it. Don't worry about it.
A-Team. He's like, I'm the greatest Army
Check
Ranger.
me out. I'm trying to do an American accent.
Yeah, I'm the best Army Ranger ever. Twist. The TV show happened.
But I would say Nonstop is definitely a fantastic.
Better than The Gray.
I never watched it.
Leaps and bounds, dude. Leaps and bounds.
You guys can't say that. You gotta watch the movie first.
No, I saw The Gray. Oh,
No,
you mean
no.
Nonstop?
Nonstop.
I saw Nonstop.
You should explain to us why you dislike The Gray then so much.
I will, but let me first talk about Nonstop because it's probably my favorite Liam Neeson movie
I
to
enjoyed
date.
it.
Wow, that's bold. That's a bold statement there.
It is. Well, I mean, excluding like Batman Begins and Schindler's List and stuff like obviously, but
Still a
like
bold statement.
yeah. Well,
Better. Oh.
it's better than Taken. It's literally better than Taken because you
Is
see
it better than Taken 2?
a lot of things are better than Taken 2, man. A lot of the story about the funny thing about Taken 2 is like it's like he's like I'm not taking this seriously at all. And like because like at the end, well, you saw Taken 2, right?
Yeah, I've seen some of it because I was just kind of like, I don't care too much.
Did you see the end scene? Where he was like, they're all sitting at the dinner table or whatever, and then his daughter's boyfriend from the beginning comes in, and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Oh no!
Yeah, after this whole like ordeal of them being taken again, he comes in, and then Liam Neeson gets this look on his face, like he's like, "Jamie." Like just this evil, like he's about to like just strangle, like snap the dude's neck. Like it's hilarious. And then it's so bad because like there's this moment where they're all like, yeah, they said something like, so they're all sitting at this table and they're like, yeah, it's not as bad as we just went through. Ha ha ha. They all just laugh and then it's like credits. It's like the ending to a bad 90s sitcom.
Yes, I remember that. It's just like, wow, being kidnapped sure was terrible.
Yeah.
And it just ends.
It's so bad. But Nonstop it's so good because it's like it's a legitimately well-made movie. Like it's action-packed, it's thrilling, and Liam Neeson is legitimately good in it. Like it's one of the like because with every Liam Neeson movie you see, it's like, oh my god, like the weight of the world is on this dude's shoulders. And so like Nonstop, it's like he's an alcoholic. His wife left him. Like I think his daughter's dead or something.
That's a spoiler.
Is that a spoiler? Oh, well. You spoiled Unknown, man.
Oh my god, nobody remembers Unknown. I liked Unknown, but nobody remembers
I
Unknown.
remember
Oh,
Unknown.
shit.
Yeah, they show it on TNT sometimes.
I've never seen it on TV.
Doesn't matter. You ruined it.
I know. I'm
You ruined
sorry.
We're just going to ruin every Liam Neeson movie ever
But
here.
I want to go back on top
Oh,
of
the
Nonstop.
wolves are in his head the whole time.
we gotta talk about The Gray too, but let's talk about Nonstop.
I want to say it was genius how the I guess whoever was trying to frame Liam Neeson, how they did it was awesome. I mean,
like-
it kept making you guess. Right?
Yes.
kept you guessing.
And you don't see it coming. Like there's really no way you're gonna see this twist coming because because it misleads you, and it's like what's clever about it is it's like because you see like the opening scenes because he's an air marshal. And you see, like, the opening scenes where, he's, like, looking at all the passengers on the plane or whatever, kind of, like, profiling them. And there's an Arab dude with a turban. And you're, like, the camera almost, like, the way the camera moves and, like, the director's brilliant, by the way. The way he, like, gets the camera to move and everything, you're almost, like, he's implicating the audience.
Yeah.
The way he's, like, focusing on this Arab dude because you're like, oh, okay, that dude's clearly
Must
the
be
terrorist.
him, yeah.
Right. So it's, like, it's changing... It's changing the status quo. And then there's also like, African Americans on the plane who start to act. Well, there's the one who kind of gets like riled up or whatever when Liam Neeson starts like taking control of the plane. Like I have to find, the terrorists on this plane. And like so it's like, oh, okay, he's the terrorist. And then you're like, oh no, it's not him. So it's so well done the way it's like it's modern. It's very modern and it's very smart the way it's put together.
It's not Flight Plan.
Yes, exactly. It's not Flight Plan. Good God, Jodie Foster, go away already.
But yeah, that's the movie I wanted to talk about. So
I'm so glad
I
you brought
enjoyed
it up,
it,
man. I really enjoyed it.
So you're trying to. How many M. Night Shyamalan twists do you give it out of 5?
I would give it. I give it 2, I guess.
2.
There's
Okay,
like
2 twists. 2 twists out of 2
There's a
twists
couple
out of 5.
twists.
There's
Yeah.
a couple twists. Yeah.
So it's not as good as Michael Douglas' The Game, which is a 5 out of 5 twists.
It really is.
Sure.
Michael Douglas' The Game. Fine movie.
Good movie. I enjoy it.
Back to The Gray.
Yeah, I was going to say
Gray.
The Gray.
Okay, so for people who haven't seen The Gray yet, just go ahead and turn off your radio because we're gonna spoil pretty much the movie.
The wolves are really bears, and the bears are really in his mind.
So The Gray, okay, so you see, the trailers for The Gray. This movie came out like what 2 years ago. You see the trailers for The Gray, and there's a scene in the trailer where it's like there's a wolf, and then there's Liam Neeson, and he like wraps like this pair of like. I don't know, like
They're like broken bottles.
broken bottles around his like fist, like brass knuckles, and he's about to just like punch this wolf, and then you see him like dart towards the wolf, and then it's like coming January, and it's like, oh, awesome, Liam Neeson's gonna fight a wolf. This is fantastic.
It's the only thing left for him to challenge.
Exactly, short of aliens. That should be
Don't-
Taken 3. That should be Taken 3.
Taken 3.
My daughter's been abducted.
by aliens.
When Liam Neeson is taken too far into a different solar system.
Oh my God, yes. That's the movie. That should be the movie. Okay, so, or they take his dog or something, I don't know.
Yes.
So, okay, so, where was I? Okay, so The Gray. So you go see the movie, and like, it's littered with like, this pseudo like philosophical dialogue. Like you start watching and it's just like
Who are the real wolves?
Their plane crashes at first, and then like this dude is like, everybody's like, we have to help this dude, like he's bleeding to death. So Liam Neeson comes in and he just like holds the dude and he's like, you're going to die. And the dude is like, oh, and then like it gets real like calm, like the scene gets real calm and the dude dies, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm sure that's what I want to hear when I'm dying from a plane crash in the middle of nowhere. Like, you're going to die. It's like, oh, thanks, thanks, Mr. Neeson.
Thanks,
Look,
Mr. Neeson.
if I could say something, I would rather just die like that than having to tango with a bunch of wolves.
Well,
in
yeah.
a tundra.
And that's the thing. Like, so this movie's going on, and then it's like it's almost trying to do this thing where it's like, almost like a God isn't real type thing. Like when you get, because there's a scene where like, cause basically the rest of his company like dies. The rest of Liam Neeson's company dies, and like he's left alone, and he's like, "Where are you? I'm calling on you." And like God doesn't show up, of course, because why would he? I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into the religious debate. I don't want to alienate the rest of our
2 other audience members.
our 5 viewers.
our listeners who are already probably offended. Where was I? Okay, yeah. So that goes on, and then Liam Neeson is and he's fighting wolves throughout this entire movie, like basically just running away from wolves. And then it gets to the point in the end of the movie where he's like at the end of his rope, and then the king wolf, I guess, the head of the pack, this giant wolf comes up, and they're about to like square off in this ring. So he wraps those broken bottles around his fists, and he's like, and he does like the poem that he says throughout the movie. He's like, once more into the fray, my friends. And you're like, yes, this is going to be awesome. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I saw the trailer for. That's why I'm in the theater. I can't wait to see this. And then it just focuses on his face, Liam Neeson's face, and then cut to black. Credits.
Wait.
I'm like, no.
Wait.
You hear groans throughout the theater like, oh. I'm like, no.
Are you saying that the cover of The Gray spoils the end of the movie?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like the DVD cover, the poster.
Oh,
that's the last shot of the movie.
So it's not as good as Battleship then.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on Battleship. It's but it's just like it, and it could have been so much more. I don't want to say it's a bad movie because it's really not. It's a movie with really good ideas and really good concepts and really good like. But it doesn't like it's just not executed well at all. Like you don't, and that's why I'm so pissed about that movie because you don't build up to a movie where Liam Neeson fights a wolf and then have him not fight the wolf. That just that really irritated me.
Well, you see, the wolf wasn't paid enough for that last day, so they couldn't film that scene.
Right.
So would you say you would? So you're what's your? So then, if you don't like that, then. If you don't want to watch The Gray,
yeah.
What other choices do you have to watch movies with wolves? Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh my God!
Dances with Wolves?
Let me tell you.
I wouldn't watch that one.
Let me tell
Kevin
you,
Costner is awful.
Let me tell you a fantastic movie with wolves.
The Postman?
Postman. God.
The animated film Balto.
Oh my God!
Anybody remember that?
They show that like
too far?
every year
That's
at
bad.
my
Remember
elementary
Shame
school.
on you. Yes, shame on you.
Does he die
I grew up
in that?
on that. No, he doesn't die.
I forget what happens, but like I just remember that being so sappy and like all the chicks being like, "Oh, I love this movie," and I'm like,
it.
"Nah, I'm not about it."
So there you go, folks. Liam Neeson is a wolf.
Yep, pretty much.
Is Balto.
Balto, yes. I think that's a good place to transition to our next song. Oh, okay. All right. So we got the Cars coming up.
Oh,
Good Times Roll. It's a great song. I know you're gonna love it.
I'm gonna roll all the way to the bank.
Oh yes. All right. So you're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. It's the Cars on this station.
Good work.
Hey, you're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. That's Cold as Ice by Foreigner. Oh, it's such a good song. I love you guys bantering over here.
Oh, you're just bringing life to the show.
Your banter is fantastic.
We're just arguing in the background.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Hey, you, me, over here.
Good.
Here.
You don't even know. You don't even know.
Okay, so we're going to transition into our next segment. It's called we don't know what it's called.
You might remember the last time I was around, I brought this segment into fruition here, and it was our top 3 list comparisons.
Yes.
It was all the good things. What was last time?
It was top 3 people to defend
top,
you in a
team. Top 3 people you'd like to put in a team to defend you from anything.
That's it. So along similar lines, what we did was we created another topic for us to come up with top 3 things. So this time it's the top 3 defunct 80s products you'd use to defend yourself in a fist fight.
Now, as we all probably don't remember, but the 80s were full of just useless garbage that we all bought.
Was the Pet Rock from the 80s?
Maybe it was.
I hope I'm not spoiling anybody's thing.
I think it was the 80s. Yeah.
I think it was the 80s.
Oh, man.
No,
I don't
I didn't
know.
even think of that, but
that's the first thing that I thought of. But yeah.
Yeah, the 80s was full of failed products and inventions that just died in that decade.
Yes.
Yep.
And lo and behold, a lot of them, if they would have stayed around, would have been great in hand-to-hand combat. If you're, fighting someone in your living room or inside of a, grocery store or what have you. I mean, as a good honorable mention, New Coke. New Coke always.
New Coke, yeah.
New Coke always on every list ever.
Mm-hmm. And so do we want to give our honorable mentions here? Because we haven't seen each other's lists. We briefly discussed the topic yet last night when we were all together, but we haven't seen each other's lists. So do we want to go through the runners up before we go through the top?
Might as well do some runners up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why don't you tell us your runners up? Amy?
Well, I'd probably say New Coke. New Coke's definitely a good one, and the Golden Girls. The Golden Girls, definitely a good runner-up. I mean, you could probably cause a lot of damage with the Golden Girls. Be it on Laserdisc, be it on VHS.
I agree. They've got to have gone through at least 5 seasons of that stuff.
Easy.
Yeah.
And that was a show that did not make it out of that decade.
It didn't.
Unfortunately.
Oh, B. Arthur, we hardly knew you.
Murder, She Wrote. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do, and I would like to say that my list was actually serious, so I can't really compete with Golden Girls. I would say either the gauntlet from Judas Priest, Rob Halford wears, or the bracer that the guitarist of Slayer does, because they have really long spikes. If you backhand someone with that, they are going to not like it very much.
Pointy jewelry. It was a thing in the 80s.
Yes.
It was violent.
Yep.
It was.
But those are my runner-ups.
All
What
right.
about you, Ryan?
Okay. I have 2 runner-ups as well. And I know one of them was one that we name dropped last night, the Dustbuster.
Yes.
I have to stick the Dustbuster there because that is just hilarious.
That truly was an invention.
The fact that
I don't even know what that is. Can you enlighten me?
It's like a little portable vacuum cleaner type thing.
It's like a hand vacuum.
But because they couldn't they couldn't make actual vacuum cleaners portable. So I guess this thing was just to briefly
Clean
suck
up
up dust.
crumbs.
Yeah.
It was just like a hand vacuum.
It was
Did
literally
Dyson
like a
make
hand
it?
vacuum.
No, Dyson did not make
Didn't
it. I don't think so.
I don't think Dyson
Or was it?
was around.
It might have been its own company.
I think it was its own company.
Okay, all right, yeah, but yeah, that was a thing, Dustbuster.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dustbuster was the company.
Yeah, and it's got a practical use in a fist fight. You could hit somebody over the head with it. It's probably pretty durable. I don't know. I never owned one.
I'd hope so. Everything was durable. Everything was made out of metal because it was expensive.
Right. Or you could, once you knock him out, you could suck the air out of him with. I don't know. I don't know.
Ryan,
it's a Dustbuster.
Ryan, you need a needle to suck the blood out. You need a needle. You can't use a vacuum cleaner.
I meant suck. I don't know. Anyway, that's why it's an honorable mention and not a. Okay, so number 3. Let's go through number 3. Abel, what's your number 3?
All right, number 3, and it's only this low on the list because of its impracticality in hand-to-hand combat, but I would say a boombox.
Okay, all right.
Great weapon. You probably take down an entire concrete wall with it, but that is the problem. It weighs as much as a sledgehammer, so it is not practical in that regard. You can probably kill an entire bus full of people with it, and still, good enough to play your 8-tracks on. But it's like a good 60 pounds. It's not practical to swing.
I mean, it depends on how strong you are, I guess.
True.
I could probably
Mr. T all the time, so you just lift it up,
And the first thing I'm thinking of, now that you say boombox, you see that James Bond movie where Q brings up the boombox and there's a missile launcher in it?
Exactly,
It's called a ghetto blaster.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there you go. I dig it. All right, Marcel. Your 3.
I guess my 3 is kind of related. I picked a keytar.
Ooh,
Okay.
you remember those? Yes.
Well, I mean, you had a nice handle. You could actually whack someone with it, and pretty much anyone who had a guitar was like the wuss. All right,
that is true.
I mean,
Can you even name 3 bands that used it seriously?
Yes.
Good.
Van Halen.
Okay.
Dream Theater.
All right.
And I want to say at one point, Def Leppard.
Ooh, I don't know. We're gonna have to get some judges in on that one.
Oh, okay, fine.
I believe Marcel. He knows his stuff when it comes to music.
Guitar.
But yeah,
Guitar.
I mean, you could be shredding a synth solo and then smack them.
That is good.
I dig it.
I mean, yeah, that's
Hitting
what
someone
I
with a
picked.
keyboard. I like it. I like it a lot,
you.
mainly because I like guitars.
Okay.
The
Ryan.
unsung hero of the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, Ryan, what's your third?
Okay, my third. Now I don't know. Now I'm thinking a bit outside the box for this one, but my third is a cassette tape of Lionel Richie's "Can't Slow Down."
Ooh.
And the reason for that is because you play this song immediately, so you know you're about to get into a fist fight. You whip out your cassette tape of Lionel Richie's "Can't Slow Down," and you immediately fast forward. You don't even have to
It's a
fast
cassette,
forward.
man.
You stick it in there because you've got it synced right to the point in the cassette where it plays "Hello." So so you put it in, and he's busting out, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" And immediately the other gentleman that you're about to fight is reduced to tears.
I like it.
God.
Yes.
I like it. You thought that through so well. I just dropped the boombox, probably break my toe.
I just, I do what I can. All right. Okay. Number 2. Go.
Number 2. All right. So I was trying to think of things that really didn't do too well, and I kind of got stumped a little bit, but I'm gonna have to go with Kaleidoscope.
All right. All right.
Kaleidoscope. If people don't remember these things, it was just like magical elements inside of a tube that you would look through and
Simple
just
bonds.
twist, and it was like. We don't know what that magical element is. You can clearly club someone with it hard enough until these glass shards, because let's be honest,
practicality.
it was probably glass in there because it was the 80s.
Yep.
And cheap manufacturing was all over that decade.
Probably covered in lead paint.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you're just getting a face full of glass shards.
And you look through those, right?
Exactly.
So you could literally be like,
Hey,
check this out.
Hey,
and
check
then,
this out. And then boom, just hit it, just glass all in their eye. It's all kinds of bad. It's
I like that.
right?
I like that.
A kaleidoscope. Who would have thought?
I completely forgot that those were a thing.
I know. Didn't we
I
all?
wasn't even fascinated by those. Like,
No
whenever
one was.
anybody, yeah,
You'd
okay.
look at it, you'd look through it for like a solid 10 seconds. Like, what's it do?
Because that's my mom would be like. I remember being like 3 years old and walking through one of those like novelty shops or whatever, and then be like, "Oh, look through here," and I'd be like, "What's what?
What's it do?
I want to go home and play with my Legos now."
Exactly.
I mean, to me, I looked in there for 5 seconds. I'm like, no, this is dumb. Who invented this?
this is boring. It's like a helicopter.
And you just know it was some dude from like the 20s be like, "We only had sticks in my era, but now I'm going to show the kids a good time."
Pixie sticks are a thing of the past, you see. Ball and jacks, that's old school. We got the kaleidoscope now. Just imagine these things, but they're self-contained in a cardboard tube.
Exactly. And you can make your own. It's like,
What do you,
just with a simple toilet paper roll.
and some glass shards that I may or may not have stolen from the alleyway.
I'm good, Uncle John, but thanks. No. All right, Marcel, what's your
number 2.
I can't follow up with that. That's impossible.
I know, right?
Okay, mine was a 2-way tie, and it's the great sword from Ronnie Dio's Holy Diver, right? The two-handed sword, or
Okay.
David Lee Roth in the Panama music video, where he has the two like scimitars and he's just dancing around with them.
Okay, all right. It's obscure.
They're weapons.
That's too obscure for me. I'm trying to
I
think.
don't know.
We actually have Panama on the list here, so I guess maybe we'll look at the images once that's played.
Yeah.
I don't know. You stumped me.
I guarantee you that there is at least one listener out there who's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my God, this guy knows what I'm talking about.
Ooh, I'm not alone here. I was having a dream about that yesterday.
Okay, let's just move on to a better, second
No,
choice.
I dig that.
I dig it.
that,
It's just
Marcel.
I just don't know how to counter it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's go.
my number two is a pair of Reebok pumps. Now I don't know if you remember these.
no.
Yes. Now these are the shoes where on the little tongue. Is that what they call it? The tongue
Yes.
of the shoe.
Yeah.
You've got the little pump thing, and if
just
you want
pump
more
it up.
air in your shoe for, I guess, an added spring in your step, you just pump it. And
As we all
there
know,
it
made
is.
famous by the movie Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
When
yeah,
Dave Chappelle's
yeah.
character is like, "Sorry, honkies, time to pump up."
That's it. That's it. completely forgot about that. But yeah.
I can see that because if they can't catch you, because you can jump over buildings and stuff,
Right.
Because your shoe has more air than theirs.
Or you could just kick them. That was my thinking. Like there's more power to your kick. I don't.
Or you can kick them and there's so much spring they go flying.
Right.
Everything.
It's just so good. All right.
Good work.
All right. So your number one pick.
Number one. Well, I unfortunately made the mistake of staying with toys from the 80s.
Okay.
So, what was the worst toy from the 80s? Worse than the kaleidoscope, in fact.
Okay.
Because at least the kaleidoscope gave you, random, and it was exciting.
Yeah.
Master View.
Master.
You might not remember this.
God.
But for those of you,
red thing?
the little red
Oh,
thing that you put little tiny discs in, and you just go flipping through. It's like, it takes you all around the world.
That was another one of those things that we had that I was like, what is the fascination with
I'm
this?
gonna buy me a new pack of spinny wheels and see what magical places I can visit today.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I'm in Disney World. Now I'm in Paris.
Yeah.
Now I'm in Great Britain. All in the span of looking through my viewfinder.
And I remember I had like the ones that were like, it must have been my sister's because I just remember like they had like a Disney princesses one and it was just like scenes from like Beauty and the Beast and stuff. And I would like look through it and be like,
I could watch the movie.
I could watch the movie.
Or I can look at still frames with no dialogue. It's even better than
Poorly lit still
frames that I have to hold towards the sun in order to see. Or look directly at a lamp.
I wouldn't be surprised if it came out later on that like Viewmaster damages your eyes. Like
the Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
2.0.
I caught eye cancer from the Viewmaster.
I mean, but here's the thing. It's perfect. It has little discs that you can just throw at people,
is.
You're giving yourself some life skills right there.
Well, and I was thinking along the same lines as the kaleidoscope, where you could literally just be like, hey look at this.
Hey, man.
Boom.
Take a gander at all the magical places you can visit through your viewfinder.
Yeah.
Bam.
Good.
All right.
Marcel.
Your number one.
Oh God, I don't even want to say it now.
Oh, you've gotten this far.
What
You
is
have
it?
no choice.
Tell
Well,
us.
I just want to say before I say it, I was up all night thinking about it. Horrible idea now. Now that I think of it, horrible idea. I was going to say Ronald Reagan's Reaganomics. Trickle down theory. All right? You try telling these assaulters about this theory of giving all the money to the rich people to, trickle down to the poor people. They'll be like, this is not going to work. You're stupid.
Well,
I'm leaving you.
With that being said, I'd like to change my number one to Iran. I'm just going to use use the country of Iran as a weapon instead. I think
That's a defunct 80s product.
it is. It does. We really don't have any more Iran. We lost it all.
Yeah. It's
There's a
gone.
hole in my pocket and went through the wash and I lost it.
all because of Reaganomics.
All Reaganomics' fault.
Reaganomics.
You're right.
Good.
So I would say that was. I wouldn't even say it's the best. It's the worst.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
I like it.
We kill them slowly. That's
them
that's
slowly,
my
yes.
thing. I dig that. Okay. Are you guys ready for my number one?
Oh yes, of course.
With bated breath.
Okay, my number one, drum roll, number one, River Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
I'm not sure what you mean by River Phoenix. Could
River
you?
Phoenix. Well, he's this 80s actor, this child actor from the 80s, and now he's dead.
Surprise. What?
So he's a defunct 80s product.
Oh my
Because really,
God,
he
it's
was just
horrible.
there in the 80s to shop around and be like, oh my God, River Phoenix, he's so sexy. Did they say sexy in the 80s? I don't know.
Is that
Probably.
the Justin Bieber of the '80s? Is that what you're trying to
I
say?
suppose so. I don't know. I
don't
think
know
he
this
was
River
dead
Phoenix.
before I was even born.
I got another honorable mention now. I'm going to keep Gary Coleman in my list then.
All right,
because
all
If
right.
you're going to take child actors, Gary Coleman is the choice to take.
Okay, fair enough.
But I guess he didn't end in the 80s because he's still popular.
He is still popular, as well he should be.
He should
River
be.
Phoenix is just gone. Like,
Yeah,
nobody
no one
cares
cared.
about River Phoenix.
I've never heard of River Phoenix. Until
He was
just now.
okay. So you saw the third Indiana Jones, right? Where he's like young and
Yeah.
he's like everyone's lost but me, and he steals the cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's River Phoenix.
River Phoenix. Yes.
And he was in what else was he in? Mosquito Coast. You remember that one?
I doubt
Probably
he does.
not, no.
No one will.
I'm trying to think of other
I don't
movies he
know.
was in.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Not
But
important.
River Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
River-
that's not important.
River Phoenix.
But I would bring him to a fist fight. He's a pretty intense cat.
Yeah, intense cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, he was on drugs or something, so.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he
Wasn't
died.
everyone?
Well,
Yeah. The 80s.
Aren't we all, really?
Aren't we all just into drugs in actuality?
Good.
All right.
So that's the top 3 segment.
I
I hope you all
show
enjoyed
had
that.
no theme.
Yes. I hope you all enjoyed that. We're going to get right into our next song. Huey Lewis in the News, Heart and Soul. Yes.
What else is in the news today?
Oh, my God. You're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron.
Calm down. Let him know.
Feel the beat. Yes. Oh my God, that's Michael Jackson. Rock with you on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. I'm here with Abel and Marcel. Are we still doing good, guys?
Oh, you know it. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so before the break, of course, we were talking about the helicopter story that we never got around to when Abel was on.
Yes, we dropped a pretty big spoiler. We're like coming soon to the airwaves near you. This intense helicopter story
It's not
because
even a good story.
it's
It is a good story.
It's a sentence at best.
I don't know.
I
Well,
think-
we'll see. We'll find out if it's worth a segment. So, Marcel, well, you want me to
you can
introduce
you can.
it? Okay, all right. So we were talking on Skype the one time, and we were talking about how Marcel, who works in this hospital, he was dealing with this chick who, what was wrong with her kid? It was...
I can't remember how this even started.
There was something about the kid. There was something wrong with the kid, and she had an option to
yes.
take a ride in a helicopter.
Right, now
that's
I
right.
remember.
So
yes,
you have
no.
to give the entire story here.
Yes.
To
I mean,
the
keep
backstory
it...
or the
Yeah.
story?
both.
Oh, okay. So, I guess I can say this. So,
You better hope you can.
no, there was this kid. I think he had pneumonia or something worse or something. And the mother was given the option whether to ride in a helicopter straight to the children's hospital or to take the ambulance. They're like, oh no, we'll just take the ambulance. I'm like, really? Given the chance, your one chance of going in a helicopter, you're like, no, I'd rather go on an ambulance. But
And it was like a 2-hour ambulance ride from where you were, wasn't it?
It's 2 hours.
So you would literally neglect, like, be like, ambulance. Ambulance sounds better. A bumpy, uncomfortable ambulance ride
Listening to
over
the sirens.
helicopter. Literally helicopter. Like, and I'm assuming, like, well, I don't know what, expenses are covered or whatever
There's
under.
probably something.
There's
there.
probably some, but like it's a helicopter. Like I don't know about you guys, but like if my child had pneumonia, I would take every opportunity to ride in a helicopter and take advantage of that. Be like, well,
all the
it
better.
sucks, but helicopter.
It's a helicopter. You need every opportunity, any excuse to ride in a helicopter.
Yeah. And so from there, we start talking about how Marcel has actually been to Hawaii and ridden in a helicopter. So tell that part of the story, Marcel.
Okay, so once upon a time I was in Hawaii, and at the time I think I was 10 or 12 or something like that. We got this tour guide, I guess, that it flew over. I think it was like called Blue Hawaii or something like that, Hawaii Air or something like that. It would take you over like these cascading waterfalls, volcanoes that were active, and all that fantastic stuff.
Oh, beautiful things they sound like too.
I wish I could comment, but
beautiful nature providing the most exciting she can for us.
yes, and for some reason I was really tired, so I just remember getting on the helicopter, seeing the helicopter, lift. And after that, I can't remember much because I slept through it. I don't know why I was tired, but what a better place to take a nap than in a helicopter flying over volcanoes, scenic waterfalls, and luscious environments.
But you missed all the
You
excitement, though.
missed it. It's a volcano.
There's an
You're going over a volcano.
exploding with waterfall, just
A once in a lifetime opportunity.
from an air, from a helicopter, from a whirly bird, from majestically flying through the sky. Too boring for you.
I guess, yeah.
Oh,
I just have too high of expectations.
Oh,
I'll see it again some other time.
yeah. Oh, where do you go from there? That's boring. Where do you go from there? How do you live life?
As I've been doing nowadays.
Helicopter free, apparently.
Helicopter, I don't understand. And I understand it because all the trips that my parents used to take me on were boring. Were boring as hell, quite frankly. They were just they were awful. Come see the fish come in for the sea, or no, it was come see the migrate down south for the winter. And I was like, I don't care. I just want to play with my action figures at home. But you're literally flying over volcanoes. Nope, bedtime.
Ryan, to be perfectly
I'll look
honest,
at it. I'll look at it from the ground.
to be perfectly honest, I was really tired that day. I was just
So-
really tired.
I'll look at it in my master view vision.
Yeah.
I'll just buy one of the scenic wheels from the gift shop.
It's like the real thing, except not.
Yes.
I can hold it up toward the sun and look at it, and it's like I'm there.
Squandered.
I can have someone splash water in my face. Oh, it's the waterfall.
And Ryan, what did you say you would do if you had the same exact opportunity with me if you were over a volcano? You said you would get a Lord of the Ring action figure and just
Yeah. Get a just reenact the end of Return of the King. Just get the Gollum. Be I can't do the voice, but and then just have him take him in the ring and just chuck him down into the volcano. There you go.
Just throw him from a helicopter.
Here we are, Mr. Frodo, at the end of all things. Okay, so anyway, on your right.
Yep.
Oh my God, that'd be so. Yeah, I completely forgot I said that.
Yes.
So yeah,
Clearly
so many
not
awesome things you could do with that.
Clearly not boring. Most exciting thing ever.
Destroy it! Isildur! you could reenact the first scene too. Infinite possibilities, and you squander them all.
Yep.
You squander them all.
You could reenact
Good.
the entire movie Volcano.
But would you want to? Is the question.
It'd probably come out better.
Yeah, it's true.
It would probably improve it somewhat.
Or Dante's Peak.
Yes.
Do that one too. Grandma, no!
Oh right, when she's dissolve. Yeah, she's
She
dissolving.
literally just jumps into the magma.
No,
all right,
well,
Grandma.
it was that it wasn't hot. It was just that there was so much sulfur. It was so acidic because of it.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah,
started,
okay. That movie was terrible. It really was
It had
because they made
Pierce
us watch it.
Bronson. Had Pierce
It did,
Bronson.
but it's still terrible. They made us watch it in middle school. Be like, this is what volcanoes are actually like. I'd be like, nah, no, it's not really.
I don't think so, because
Not
if it
really.
was a real volcano, I'd probably be sleeping because it'd be boring.
Hey, but if 2012 ever taught us anything, you can outrun a volcano. Remember, John
Right.
Cusack ran from a volcano.
That's
and
true.
made it alive.
That's true. What was he driving?
No, he ran.
Oh
and
yeah,
then he got
just
into
ran-
an
that's right.
airplane.
That's right. He just ran. He ran from it. He's like, volcanoes are slow. That's probably why they're so boring. I just outrun it.
He outran a volcano.
Probably outwalk it.
Walk it. Got in a plane. Do all my safety checks. Take off. 2
Two
months.
exits in the front and two in the back.
2 months later, it finally makes it to where it began.
Yep.
Good God, that movie.
There is the volcano story.
Oh.
That's the volcano story. That's what we've been keeping you in suspense about.
Was it worth it?
No.
Send all your
Probably
hate.
not.
Send all your hate mail to Ryan Maloney at bvzradio.com.
At Retro Rush Hour. Send me a message on Twitter. Send me your displeasure. I want to hear it because I love it. Your pain gives me sustenance.
How else are we gonna pay him? We don't got money.
We gotta keep upping the ante for offensiveness. Like we got a middle of the day show. I just wanna see everything that we can get away with, short of George Carlin's 7 dirty words.
Yes. If we start a Kickstarter, maybe we'll be able to say it on live radio someday.
Yeah, just be like, here's all this. Give us your money so we can say things.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
We can pay all the lawsuits off.
All right, well, we're going to play our last 3 songs, and then we got one more after that. It'll be our obscure song of the day coming up, but we're going to transition right to Tom Sawyer by Rush on BVZ Radio, the voice of Baron. Panama, yes. Oh my God, it's
Panama,
such
man.
a good song.
Such a good country.
Van Halen, yeah, country.
Such a good country.
That's the genre.
Yep.
Van Halen,
It's country music.
country. Oh my God! So
like
you're
this
listening to
now.
BVZ Radio, the voice of Baron. It's the Retro Rush Hour. This is going to be our last talk segment, and then we're transitioning into our obscure song of the day. But first, we wanted to talk a little bit about Ghostbusters 2.
Everyone else is talking about Ghostbusters, so why not?
Who isn't talking about Ghostbusters 2 specifically? I think right now.
This guy right here.
We actually just watched it again last night, and if this isn't like one of my favorite movies of all time, like I don't understand why the sequel gets so much hate. Like everybody loves the first one, puts it on a pedestal, and like nobody likes the second one, and I still enjoy it. I still think it's a
I
legitimately
still enjoy
good
it
movie.
as well. Yes.
I mean, Bill Murray's still hilarious in it. Like it's still
yeah. Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well except like I don't know that movie he was in with the elephant, maybe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There was that
Don't
one.
know what it's called.
Professor Doolittle.
Larger than life. That's
Yes.
what it is.
Operation
Professor Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle. I'm
Operation
sorry.
Dumbo Drop.
Is that was he in that?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
No.
It sounds, I'm trying to remember that. Was it Don Knotts in that?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. You mean I gotta put this thing in that thing? Oh, no. Well, this is a terrible vacation. Family Guy references. Good. And we are still on, and we are over our time limit by over a half hour.
Good work, us.
I think so.
But yes.
Anyway,
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Ghostbusters 2. So we were talking about like how good an actor this kid was. There were 2 of them. They were like twins or whatever.
Yes.
And they're legitimately like good actors. Like they react to things in the movie. So I don't know, like you rarely see that when you bring like babies in.
Yeah,
to
he's
act.
talking about the babies in the film.
What's her name? Her kid,
Sigourney
Weaver's
Weaver.
kid. Yeah, in the movie anyway. But
Yeah.
it's uncanny like how like
actually see babies reacting to things happening on screen and
Right.
actually doing what they would want them to do on screen.
yeah.
And maybe that's why they had 2. Maybe some scenes were better
Yeah.
with one than the other, but they actually did a very good job, and
Yes.
I'm very curious as to see where they went today.
Yes, and I said that's what I said. I said something like, I think these kids are one of these kids is like Hayden Christensen or something because he used up all of his like reacting in this movie, and now he's terrible. I like sand. Or I don't like sand. It's cold and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Not like here, where everything's soft and smooth. You want to have sex, Natalie Portman? I mean, okay. Attack of the Clones in a nutshell.
Then, really, I thought that was a spitting image of V for Vendetta.
Well, that too.
I thought there was 2 hours and a couple more minutes to that movie, but okay.
Nah,
You don't even know why is
You don't need to
Gandalf
know.
in that movie?
It's just Ewan McGregor going, I don't really understand anything that's going on. And then like stroking his chin. Like, I don't really understand what's going on.
Nothing's happening yet.
That's
we don't know.
That's honestly that entire movie.
When are things going to start taking place?
Yeah. When do I get to be a good actor?
But you know what would have made Ghostbusters?
That's the joke. Never.
You know what would have made Ghostbusters 2 a lot better of a film?
Yeah.
A third one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, thanks for bringing that up because that opens up a whole new can of worms. Ghostbusters 3. They're trying to make it. They're still trying to make it, even though Harold Ramis, one of the actors and one of the writers, just passed away recently. Great shame because he's very talented, and he played Egon in those movies. In case you weren't familiar with his name, but yeah, I mean, and they're still gunning for it. Like they're
still pushing hard for this.
Because like, and if you don't know about this project, Bill Murray doesn't want to do it. Bill Murray's like, nah, I'm out. Harold Ramis is gone. The director, Ivan Reitman, of the first two, he's gone. The writers are, like, they've gone through so many different writers. I think they went through, like, a couple writers for The Office or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, Dan Aykroyd, the one who played Ray, is really the only one who's gunning for it. He's all like, yeah, we're going to give it to a new group of Ghostbusters, and it's going to be awesome. And it's like, no, like, you can't replace, what Bill Murray and you and Harold Ramis.
That's what made those films.
That's what made those films, exactly. Like, you
it was
can't
the
replace
people.
that.
It wasn't the movie itself. It was the people in it.
Right, and they're talking about like bringing like Jonah Hill and stuff in there, and it's like no, you're missing the point. It's not. It's dead. It's just let it die, and like, not to keep interrupting you, but like yeah, Dan Aykroyd is. You might remember how he did the same thing with the Blues Brothers, like because they made the Blues Brothers movie, and then they made John Belushi passed away, and he was like, "Oh, nope, still making the sequel." So they made Blues Brothers 2000, and they replaced him with like a little kid, John Goodman, and like some other African American dude. I don't know who it was, but like it's like
and it didn't work.
Why? Why would you do that? Like it's such a terrible movie too. Like you watch it and it
taints the original.
Yeah, it's just awful. So it's like, do you really want to do the same thing to Ghostbusters, bro? Like I don't know. I don't get it. He's just he won't let it die.
Hopefully it will never come into light.
Yeah.
And it'll die like so many other movies have.
Yes.
In planning.
Yeah, like Groundhog Day 2.
Yes.
I'm kidding, of course. They weren't actually going to make it Groundhog Day 2. If Dan Aykroyd was involved, he'd probably push for it.
Probably.
But, yeah, thank God that wasn't the case. So yeah, let's transition since we're already well over our allotted time. We're gonna transition into the obscure song of the day. So Marcel, tell us about Mr. Scary.
Well, I was gonna, build it up to the name.
Well,
we're ruining everything today.
I am. Sorry, just go ahead.
So,
Pretend like I didn't say anything. I didn't say that. Marcel, what's the obscure song of the day?
Well, thank you, Ryan. The obscure song of the day, Mr. Scary by Dokken. Dokken is a underrated hair metal band that I really enjoy, and this instrumental piece, also very underrated. And I really enjoy it. I mean, I like to play it like when it gets, scary, especially with all the snow coming in. Like, do we really need the snow anymore, guys?
Yes.
Are you guys ready
Seriously.
for spring?
It is spring.
Been ready
It's
for
not-
spring, bro.
God damn it.
I was ready for
Spring
spring.
snow. Spring
December
snow.
26th, I was ready for spring.
Yep.
Spring snow.
But here is Mr. Scary by Dokken. I mean, it's a fantabulous, spondorificus, words I'm making up,
Yes.
song.
You
So,
couldn't have guessed.
Ryan, if you would like to conclude us.
I will. So it just remains for me to thank Abel and Marcel. Thank you guys so much for coming back on the air and putting up with my crap.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Ryan.
Yes.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Anytime. We hopefully have you back before the year is out. And it's going by so quickly doing this show and everything. And thank you guys for listening to my crap. So just to let you guys know, the playlist for this episode and probably future ones too will be online at grooveshark.com/retro rush hour. You can get a sneak peek at next week's playlist. Follow me on Twitter at Retro Rush Hour. And, of course, keep listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Baron. We're going to leave you with Mr. Scary by Dokken. Thanks for listening.